Fear the Wild with Matt Becker, John Norris, and Greg Shaley.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Fantastic. Great.
Sounds like you're not on your regular microphone.
No, I'm trying to get plugged in because it's noon here.
All right.
Does John know noon?
Oh, is it noon?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right. I'll call you back in an hour.
Okay.
No, we're East Coast time, and we're just off by an hour.
I know. That's the thing. It's so funny. All it takes is 1 hour different. And you're like, fuck, I don't know what time it is.
Well, because Arizona is actually Pacific Coast now.
Because you don't change for daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Hello.
Because we don't
Hey.
have. Hey, he's there. Maybe.
Is it 1 o'clock Alaska time?
No. We were just talking about that.
We tried to do it to you again.
Why are you trying to lose me, Greg?
Damn it! He found out. What happened?
Keep the wrong time.
Yeah, we're just figuring that out. We can. I could call you guys back in an hour if that's all right, or if you just want to do it now. Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm unemployed. Let me go grab a drink.
All right.
Yeah, let me get a drink.
All right, grab your drinks.
Set my mic up.
We all here?
The security device went off again.
Did that make the cut?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really tricky. It's kind of amazing. It's hard to do because you got to it's like Schindler's List with your stuff.
Yeah.
Because you just go, oh, but I love it. And it's like, well, do you need?
Is that what Schindler's List was about?
It was about stuff.
It's about, yeah.
Do you think Hitler was like, man, I love this, but do I need these Jews?
Yeah, well, they wanted their art back afterwards, so I think it was about stuff.
It wasn't like a coat check. You don't get it back.
Do you have your ticket?
Well, I had it here somewhere.
It was taken with my teeth.
So, guys,
man.
how's it going?
It's going.
It's a day before solstice.
Yeah.
Actually, is it the 20th or the 21st?
21st. Yeah, because they kind of make it into 2 days. I don't know how they ever did that, but again, that Mayan calendar is all fucked up. Hot chicks, but horrible calendar. And yeah, they claim like it's the 21st, but they go the 20th to 21st because the time change across the world. It's obviously can be on a different day.
Sure.
That's what fucks up.
Yeah,
but
I think it matters where you're at in the world, but I think 21st is like officially the day, but is it the midnight between the 20th and the 21st?
We always do the 21st, like you would a holiday in the U.S. I mean, banks are closed, so.
Or whatever works on a calendar, like a Friday or a Monday, so it adds a, you get a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where I think I've had 2 years up here where it wasn't rainy and shitty for the longest. It's the longest, rainiest day of the year. Now the dark thing works every year in December. It's guaranteed dark and fucking depressing.
Dark and shitty, yeah.
Yeah, which is a great idea weeks before Christmas. I want a gun. For Christmas, I just want a gun.
Mm. Is there anything happening on solstice? Do people still go outside on solstice?
Well,
I know it's like a flat top and stuff.
I got a good feeling that there won't be doing any marathons in the woods.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, just last podcast we were talking about that guy shooting bears to get him off his property because he had chicken coops and stuff.
Chased him right onto the racetrack.
Yeah, chased him right onto a racetrack where there were two deaths in 2 days by black bears in Anchorage. One in town there, just outside of Bird Ridge.
Yeah, which is horrific. They're doing a memorial 5K, and it's horrific, really, because it's a kid who gets killed. But he luckily he still had phone service.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, he texted his family.
He's got 5 bars, but there's still bears everywhere.
Yeah, that was one of the jokes I had when I first came over because GCI was selling that. A guy in a tent, and he sees the shadow of a bear in his tent, and he goes, "Yeah, we now reach more places." I go, "That's a good gun ad. It's a horrible phone ad." And now my joke has become true again. That kid should have had a gun.
Yeah, or a gun app. Yeah, I was reading that article. I mean, this kid, 16-year-old kid, running like a cross-country race.
But it's a lot of people doing it. It's like 200 people.
Well, people spread out. See, never be the fastest. See, you always think you can be the fastest, and you're not gonna get taken by the bear. That's that old joke. I don't need to run fast. I just need to run faster than you.
Well, I realize where the old term never leave the beaten trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the article yesterday, it says he was off the trail.
Well, he ran because the bear was chasing him. He decided to veer from the course.
When the bear's chasing you, you don't mind the trail. You try and get the fuck out of the way of the bear, you know? I would think that the trail's convenient for both of them. But I think that the bear definitely has an edge off trail. Maybe that probably wasn't the best thing.
I think he had an edge in Bear Ridge.
It's a home court, for sure.
Do you remember there was a kind of a history of bear attacks, and do you remember that fatality? It was back in '95. Becker, that was back when I was still in the band, and a guy and I think his mother-in-law were up running on a trail, and a bear came out of nowhere and ended up killing, I think, the mother-in-law, but the guy ended up climbing a tree or something. And what it was is a bear had killed a moose and buried it and was kind of like protecting it. Like they bury it for a while. It gets all stinky. They come back and get it. And it was just them running in the wrong place at the wrong time because that bear had just killed something and was like kind of protecting it. And that was back in '95, and that was the last fatality like that.
It's just we spread it out so much now, Greg, that I mean, all the trails like out by the military base, they're all right in bear country.
Yeah.
And these people are amazed. They're like running with their dogs, riding their bike around the corner and get surprised by a bear. I go, yeah, you're in bear country. It's scenic because that's where bears live. Now, if you'd have put a Walmart there, you'd have been fine.
Just covered the trash can lid.
That's why I only run if there's a Walmart within sight.
Yeah.
I don't go anywhere else.
Around the parking lot. John, your connection is pretty horrible.
And
all right, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. You there?
Don't worry, I fixed it.
You fixed the internet?
Hello?
Hey, John fixed the internet. Hold on. He's going to tell us what he did. What'd you do, John?
I updated Skype.
You got the newest build.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Does it
From
sound
time
better?
to time.
Yeah, you sound great.
Oh.
Well, I'm also not using the wonderful Wi-Fi here in.
Greg, why are you trying to take credit?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't break the kid's heart. I was lying. It sounds the same.
Let me have one thing.
Okay, yeah. Oh, look, my phone's not even plugged into my hotspot connection. It is you, John. Good job.
Scott feels like he got off the couch, and so now he feels like he fixed the internet. So let's give him his wins for today.
I did.
All right, there's one in the win column. Well, I am calling from Binghamton, New York. It is a well, do you guys? I don't want to paint a very bleak picture when I say a depressed town. It definitely is, but it's not all soup lines and beggars on the street.
They don't have soup.
They don't even have soup. You could tell there used to be something going on in this town. There used to be, but not much anymore. A lot of vacancies, a lot of opportunity. Let me say that. But right across the street from the hotel is a bar that's open till 1:00, even on a Monday night.
Isn't that where Radio Shack's headquarters is?
What, Binghamton?
Oh, okay. Bad example.
I think they have a for lease sign too. Yeah, but there's enough in the downtown area that it makes it worthwhile, and it's the cheapest hotel in the area. And when we pulled in here yesterday, I didn't realize it. It was during Doug and Brian Hennigan's AOL Build live podcast thing. Not podcast, a live streaming they did for the CISO special coming out on June 22nd. That's the Comedian, with hosted by Doug Stanhope.
CISO is going to pay for itself. I've had it for 6 months now, and the only thing I've watched on it was Doug's last special.
Yeah, me too. No, actually, no. I did watch, what was that thing? I'm waiting for the new season to come out. That's the reason I kept the subscription. It's just, what is it? Harmon Quest. And there's a new season of Harmon Quest coming out, so I'll keep it for that as well. So anyway, so we pulled into the parking lot, and I look up and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think I've been here before. And it turns out we're sitting in the same hotel parking lot that we stayed at 4 years ago in 2013 with Junior Stopka. And we're looking across the street where the club used to be. It's vacant now. But yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? This is the exact same spot. And we were just looking for a place to park to listen to the streaming media thing that they did yesterday. We decided that was the universe telling us this is probably where you need to stay for the next couple of nights. So
yeah. To get the same room?
You know what? It probably is.
Are there any people living there full time?
Not here, but in Niagara Falls, there was a guy that across from, we were at a Four Points, and there was a little tiny, like 6-room motel and a bar across the street. And we're like, fuck, that didn't come up on Yelp. So we went over there drinking, and the gals basically, I mean, we're the only ones in there. And I go, hey, can I see one of the rooms? And the rooms look like you're in fucking Soldotna or Kenai. They're like, I mean, it's the same furniture from the 70s. And she told me that, there's a guy that's been living there, a vet that has been living there for 11 years at the little motel. Because the guy
why would they need a veterinarian in a small town?
That's funny. Because it could have been, but then there'd have to be some need for a vet in Niagara Falls, and I don't think there is.
Yeah.
They need people who can deal cards and state park workers. That's about it. There's casinos and state park.
Were they talking about the stunt guy who went over Niagara Falls in a barrel? We talked about that last week. Remember I said it was like going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. And this week a guy dies. He'd done it previously in 2013, went to again repeat his trick and died.
Doing what?
Going over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
What kind
I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a shock here. Not one mention in any of the museums, any of the placards, any of the historical markers that are along all these paths and stuff in this state park. Nothing referencing anyone going over the falls in a barrel.
I think I want to discourage it.
It was last week.
Look, I don't expect the one from last week to get a historical marker.
It was unusual.
They had fucking Walenda going over the falls like a tightrope walking over it.
Which is silly. He could walk over anything. He could go over
anything.
The last Barnum Bailey elephant. Who cares? I mean, you're walking over it. Going over Niagara Falls in a barrel is the real trick.
Nothing. There was not one mention of it being a thing that people were doing, or here's the wreckage of the barrel.
We're going to that hotel. We're opening a museum.
Can we back up a second? Because Becker said going over the falls in a barrel is harder than tightrope walking across it.
Yeah, you can walk over anything, John. Who cares if you walk over something?
But if you go over the waterfall,
your dead body, it doesn't mean I killed you.
The waterfall's doing all the work. You're just sitting in a barrel like a dummy.
Yeah, no, like a dummy until you survive, and then you're one of 6 people ever. I mean, Jesus.
There is something about the falls that I didn't realize, that as soon as we got there, there's a place called Top of the Falls, and it's a bar restaurant, and it was actually really good. Usually tourist places are fucking crazy. They gouge you, and it's horrible food. It was actually good food. So we had a couple of drinks, we're going to spend a couple hours there. So had a couple of drinks, and you really get to see, you're like 100 yards from the falls, and you're looking out there and you realize how much the air is just, it's so turbulent at the bottom of the falls, 120 feet, that there is a mist rising, 4 times as high up into the air. That is nothing but a mist at the falls the entire time.
Yeah, you're tightrope walking. You're all wet from the mist.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not the balance that's going to knock you off that tightrope. It's going to be the water on the rope that gets on the rope, or the wind from that turbulent action of all those of the waterfalls. That power of the water going over the edge. It's crazy.
Did you guys watch the 1953 movie Niagara with Marilyn Monroe?
No, but they did feature that. They showed that.
They should, but did you know what they did? That one of 3 times ever they've turned off the Niagara Falls. That was why they filmed it there.
Wait a minute. They
stopped Niagara Falls and let it completely stop. Because
why did they stop it for that?
They had to do maintenance.
Well, I know that. They do feature that, but did it just happen to coincide with the movie?
No, they planned the movie around it.
Oh, okay.
Because they said they were going to stop it so they could do filming. Because remember when his body's found, the water.
No, I've never seen the movie. Don't ruin it for me. Spoiler alert. Hey,
how would you
everyone.
not sit at Niagara Falls and watch that movie? That'd be the greatest thing.
As I'm at Niagara Falls, I'm looking at the falls. I'm not looking at a movie with Marilyn Monroe.
It's Niagara Falls too. It's the old Niagara Falls.
We in traveling towards New York to meet up with Doug and start the tour, we had we'd made really good time the first couple of days, so we decided to just go north. It's out of the way, but I'm like, Niagara Falls, what the fuck? Why not, right?
See, biggest ball of twine. I told you, John.
Yeah,
it's an aphrodisiac. You go, we should turn left.
So that was fun. I'll put a picture in the show notes, but pretty amazing, man. And the only other roadside attraction that we had a chance to see that we did not was the largest bottle of ketchup.
Oh, Jesus. Why wouldn't you stop for that?
Well, we
Sriracha making so many inroads?
Sriracha's really fucking up their game. No, we had already passed the town. We were trying to get onto the east side of any big town, so that in the morning we didn't hit traffic, and we had already passed that part of the town by the next day, and there's no going back. So.
Oh, wait, Greg.
Yes.
Did the largest bottle of ketchup or the largest bottle of catsup?
I don't know. I had my navigator looking at it, so I don't know whether Tracy, was it ketchup or catsup? She's saying she believes it was ketchup.
Oh, gross. Skip it.
Put it through the speaking.
Oh, it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
worth it.
Ask Echo; it'll tell you the right answer.
Alexa.
Yeah, I used to love that stuff. I mean, that's the rabbit one. That's what started. Was the Jackrabbit, Arizona.
Jackrabbit. What's that?
They put it on a goddamn in the early '80s. They put it on a Volkswagen commercial because they're driving. German engineers came over and driving to test the car all over the U.S. and they showed them stopping Jackrabbit, and that place just turned into a fucking huge tourist attraction. And they have a big sign, Jackrabbit, 17,000 miles, and you finally get down to the turn here for Jackrabbit. You turn, and it's just a little country store with selling shirts that say, I was in Jackrabbit.
I was in Jackrabbit, yeah.
And it's
great.
I
love that.
It's a jackalope joke, I mean, they got jackalopes.
I love the jackalope. The jackalope is another thing I remember as a kid because growing up in Southern California, we'd always go north up to Grass Valley to visit relatives. And then my parents would also venture out and we would drive to Milwaukee every once in a while. My parents with 4 kids, all within a year of each other. Fucking crazy, right? But I do remember seeing stuff like that on the road. Always stop. I like stopping at weird shit, but there has to be something to it. It can't be like a total fucking rip-off scam. And
right.
if there's just a bathroom and good coffee, then it's a win. But if the coffee is you just not paid attention to, or like that thing, like the thing on the 10 in
right.
outside of I think it's east of Benson.
Yep.
Come on, that's just bullshit. I mean, the bigger the sign, the more bullshit. because that thing, John, there's for hundreds of miles, it advertises, the Thing in this one little town in, is it New Mexico? Becca, do you remember?
Yeah, it's New Mexico.
Thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's somewhere. Thing. It's called The Thing. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, and it's just
I already know it's
like
a scam.
Jackrabbit was. It was just signs and signs and signs, and finally they just wear you down, and you go, "We should go," and then you go, "Oh, we shouldn't have gone," and they go, "You can't get back on the interstate here."
Hey, they're towing your car.
Yeah, I am the sheriff.
Wait, there's a boot on it. So, there was a place I remember when we would go north to my relatives, up in, Pleasanton, California. We were in Southern California in Fullerton, and we would, every year we would go up to, my cousin's house, right? And we would stop, once in a while we would stop, we would take a detour to the Madonna Inn, which is on a, like a east-west route. It's not convenient. You would just take the fucking 5 and go all the way up, or the 101. And the Madonna Inn was this really fucking cool pink hotel in the middle of nowhere. At one time, before PETA really got a toehold, they had a lion in a cage, just like a bar cage, and under a tree out there. And there was no one standing around to make sure you didn't fucking throw your hands in there, but it was like chain link and bars. And there was a lion. I remember there was a lion out there, and the Madonna Inn was a roadside attraction based on, they had theme rooms. I mean, it looked like a pink hotel in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? It's a fucking brothel, right? I mean, that's what it looks like.
Could you imagine?
But they had the Tarzan room, and they had the Hollywood 1920s room. They had all these fucking rooms, and Playboy went out there.
How much to fuck the lion? Come on, you gotta have everybody has a price.
Hey, are you a cop? You're not a cop, are you? So I do totally remember that there was that there was a Playboy article about the bathroom at the Madonna Inn. And it was because there was an electric eye that when a guy stood up to take a leak, then the waterfall started. And I think that is just how innocent were the 70s.
Yeah.
That we were blown away that there was some kind of magic that when you pulled your pecker out, all of a sudden the water would start.
I guarantee if you went back and told them you could have Snickers bars with different logos on them, they would be fucking, what? It's gotta say Snickers. That'd be illegal.
It was, I don't know. Becker, I don't know, Jackrabbit. I'll look it up and I'll put a link in the show notes. But it's one of those things where, like, I love a good roadside, even if it's kind of scam-ish, as long as there's, a t-shirt and then you do something. It's like, that's what I loved about the original Birdhouse so long ago, is they always had that same attitude when you walked in.
The Salty Dog still maintains that very thing.
Exactly.
People go there because they think they have to, and then they end up leaving with the shirt, and they make all their money off selling you shirts.
But you buy a drink.
And call it good.
You buy a drink. That's the fucking thing.
Yeah,
if
but
you
they
go
all
in there
buy
because you got,
they do, Greg. They do about $300,000 a year in shirts.
Oh, easily.
Because while you're buying that drink and you're looking around going, oh my God, look at all these dollar bills.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like you walk in there, they've created this thing where like, look, I'm getting a shirt. I'm in fucking Homer, Alaska. You get the shirt and you're like, hey, let's do a shot. Or let's do, cause there's fucking nowhere to drive in Homer. You can get out of there pretty easy on one drink. And it's a great place. I mean, I've done it plenty of times. I've taken plenty of people down there, and you have a drink at the bar, look around at all the shit. I mean, I've never realized that that's probably why they started putting dollar bills on everything. Cause you stand around and start reading them.
Right. It was before remember they didn't have TV. They had dollars, so you'd sit around and go. I always said that with like pinball machines in bars. It's for the guy who's just sitting there. He doesn't know anybody. Yeah, you'd like to interact, but what are you going to talk to the couple that are married and making out? That's weird, right, John? You've done that.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Like, excuse me, hey guys, hey guys, hey, over here.
How long you been married? Oh, not to each other. That's cool. What's the
But you go to a bar like that and you walk around going, oh my God, that's so interesting, and have interesting stuff on the wall,
Well, the backlash of putting dollar bills on your ceiling is when the IRS comes in and goes, By our estimation, there's about $50,000 on your ceiling stapled up there, and you didn't report that.
Yeah.
And that's happened to a couple of bars where they've been audited, and then when they come out, they do a site visit and to figure out what's going on. They look up and they see all this money, and someone counts it and goes,
Greg,
"You need to."
That's why we're doing studio dollars. These are all simulated studio dollars. Please fill this out.
Yeah,
Yes,
you could make them bigger or smaller.
One studio dollar costs $2 American, so that's how you do it.
Sure.
Right. Well, no, I mean, and explain to them the reason.
Yeah.
No, and on
Okay.
Tuesdays, you get 3 for ones.
I remember one time in North Dakota, we stopped at a place and they had a mummified girl, a real person, and it was she had gotten locked in a refrigerator and got mummified.
I don't know that you can show that.
Wait.
Well, I think they were taking her out when we got there.
What would
so
I
you're
don't know
saying
if it was an exhibit. I think we just timed it right.
you're just saying you saw a dead body being taken out of a party visit.
I mean,
Becker's
it might have been a one and done, but yeah.
Becker's road trip was just timed perfectly, but one step ahead of the law.
For 30 years to make this exhibit. Get down here.
So when you're driving, it's just a guy holding a sign that says "dead body this way," and it was a sign to show the police which way to go. But you were like, "I'll check that out."
He's got streamers.
Those used car lot pendant flags don't mean it definitely points to something happening.
Oh yeah.
There's some festivities involved. There may or may not be a parade, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see a jackalope.
I just think with 3D printing, jackalope should be more realistic.
I think I'm looking for one. I mean, I got a standing thing with Lucy and Lucy from Redbone in Bisbee and Floyd from Miners and Merchants that when taxidermy comes in, don't put it out. Call me first.
First shot.
And
first shot, Jaylee.
Yeah, I blew it on the peccary or the javelina.
Yeah.
That he had there, but it was just, it's all right. But then that's how I got the armadillo. Daisy Puss, our armadillo that we got.
Yeah, I saw that. That was fucking fantastic. Put a bottle opener on his belly.
Yeah, that one that was a great find. And I've been looking for jackalopes forever. And I don't know why someone just doesn't keep making them and sell them on Etsy or something.
Hello?
You guys dropped out. You there? Becker?
Here I am.
I think Becker dropped out. Hold on. John, hold on.
Okay, I'm holding.
He may have just gone to get a drink.
Well, I looked up the Madonna Inn.
Yes.
Oh, I need to stay there. That looks amazing.
Wait, is it still? It's still there.
It's still there. In the chat, I sent a link. BuzzFeed did a list of the 25 best rooms in the Madonna Inn. So it's still popping.
Oh, good. Yeah, I remember that from when I was a kid, and I think it was late 70s. Yeah, late 70s is when we were doing those trips up there, and then we stopped going. I mean, then we stopped doing that kind of vacation thing where we went up there, and I just assumed that it like a lot of things in the 80s, by the 90s it got played out and it was gone. So that's great. The Madonna Inn's still there.
And it's actually like somewhat affordable, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much rooms in San Luis Obispo usually go, but for around between $200 and $300, you can spend a night in the Indian room or the Irish Hills room.
Sure.
The Love Nest.
How many rooms they got?
He's back. Hello, Becker.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go. The beer was in the freezer, and you got to pull it when it goes off. Otherwise,
They have, I think they have like 100 something rooms, like 100, just over 100 rooms. They have the Swiss Belle and the Swiss Chalet.
And they're all $200 a pop?
No, they're different. They range from like, they're all over 200, but they go from like, looks like $209 to like, the most expensive looks like it's maybe $480 to, almost $500.
I do remember that they had a main area. God, it's so weird. I'm picturing this from when I was 14. There was a main like check-in area, and they had a really good restaurant with a good counter, great counter for eating, like solo people eating. Becker, when you're on the road, you don't want to take a whole fucking booth. So having good counter service is really fucking key. And I remember that, and they had like this whole fucking, tons of desserts, because it was as much of a destination for like vacationers as it was people that like to go on the road, and like they'll stop there for their meal and they'll keep going on whatever.
See, that's the brilliant idea where they double dip, because tourists you can't count on them.
No, but when you can have something for a lot of different people, that ends up working. But I do remember they had a separate outbuilding that had extra hotel rooms. So I imagine since the late 70s, they've probably added a couple of buildings since then.
Yeah, it's like they do like weddings and events and stuff now.
Of course.
Also, I'm getting married soon, so I'll see if Stephanie wants to get married at the old Madonna Inn.
It's probably better for your family, John, if you guys do that somewhere in California, but you don't do it in Whittier, because then it would seem like you're just cheaping out for your folks. But you put it somewhere within reach for the Whittier people without having to go to Alaska.
Is San Luis Obispo, is that before or after the giant landslide that shut off the California one?
That's after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they have to go around it. Good.
Yeah, they should go around it.
Yeah, I mean, remember that was a scenic road. It was like, you didn't ever have to take that. Nick Nolte's the only who ever had to take that road.
Well, it's like, they said when that happened, they said it was like a 4 or 6 hour detour.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where it is. I'm just assuming it was Portuguese Bend, which is north of like Ventura. But San Luis Obispo is up in that area, Santa Barbara, Ventura County, all that. Look, they don't have to go to Alaska. So even if it's 6 hours, it's better than going to the airport and then spending all the money to go up to Anchorage.
Sure. Oh man, the Silver Bar Cocktail Lounge looks like a pretty bar.
Yep.
The Madonna Inn has thing.
And that's the home of the beaver lope. So
see, look, Becker, just the rudimentary skills of taxidermy and a 3D printer. There can be a beaver lope.
No, and the thing is, Greg, you're not understanding. Have you looked into dehydrating animals?
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize it was so low sophistication. You literally take a dehumidifier and a dryer and you run it, and then you shoot it full of, what is it, nitrogen? Anyway, it sucks all the moisture out, and the animal just dries out, and he ends up a shell.
It desiccates basically all that moisture.
Yeah, it's not hard to do at all. You do it with the dryer and open. And
I've been doing that for years, not knowing it was an actual skill. I just was, trying to have some fun on a Friday.
No, people are doing it with their pets now rather than cremating them stuff. They're just drying them out, so they're just this little shell with little glass eyes staring at them the rest of their lives.
Well, yeah, you got to take the eyes out because they'll dry up like raisins. But you can have Muffy in the corner, like staring at you, growling like she did every time someone knocked at the door, or however you want to remember them.
We poke a hole in the bum, we shake out the dust, we got ourselves protein shakes.
I always said, my dog Sylvia, I'm gonna get her stuffed in like a butt dragging position.
Oh, a butt scoots.
I'll put some weight in her, but not enough to hold a door. So when you put it in front of the door just pushes her across the carpet slow.
Actually, in the butt pad area, you might be able to put like a little bit of like a piece of cut off the sidewall of a rubber tire, so that the door scoots it, but it jumps and then jumps and catches. So it looks more like a pained butt scoot.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good like 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes before that door shuts.
Yeah.
And stick one of those bingo daubers in her, and and then it can actually leave a mark.
Yeah, John, offline. I can get those in any color, by the way.
Perfect.
Water soluble.
Yeah. See, this is great. Remember, memories are what you make.
So, you got something, John?
Well, I was just going to ask what you're going to be doing. How long are you in Binghamton?
We are here until tomorrow, and then we're going to end up at the hotel. The hotel in West Nyack is expensive, and there's certainly enough cheap places and interesting places to go. that taking the detour to Niagara was one thing, and then and perfect example. Don't buy the fucking hotel room until you get into the town and you look around. You can get the siren song of getting on Expedia or checking out Yelp reviews and then buying it before you get to town. No, you can sit in the parking lot and get the Expedia deal and then walk right in. It's already on their system. So
you could just walk in and be like, hey, it was cheaper on Expedia, and you could just say that, and they'll be like, all right, here's 20% off.
Or like here at the wonderful Grand Royale, the guy's like, I walked in, I'm like, this is the fucking place we were at 4 years ago. Tracy, let's check this out. We go in, and I asked the guy, like, what's your rate? He goes, well, our rate, you could probably get it better online. So he's telling me right there, no. I don't even want to. I already know it's cheaper if you do. Owner. Yeah. It's like I'm checking myself in. I'm the, scan your own groceries at the Fred Meyer. He's telling me you don't want to go through me.
Well, Greg, do you remember when we went to the Indian casino by Tempe by the IKEA store last year? They did that to us too. She goes, well, if you booked it online, it'd be cheaper. So we stood back from the register on the phone and booked the rooms in front of her.
Yes.
And she goes, I can give you the deal now. We're like, oh, thank you.
Well, in Niagara, like there's one main drag. You don't want to stay near the hotel. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the fucking scam in Niagara. As you're driving up the highway to get to Niagara from civilization, you're going north and you keep seeing these signs. This is like, exit, 45 minutes away at this exit. We have all the information about Niagara Falls. Well, that seemed like it was state owned or it implied, but I was reading into it because when I went there, all they're doing is selling, it's a tourist, like the off ramp. You go in there and it's a tourist, like here's where we get all the information for Niagara. This is awesome. The one stop. This is it, right? And also 3 fireworks stands. But we go in there and they are basically trying to get you to buy a package from them to get $100 off on your room. Wouldn't that be great? You want $100 off on your room? $100 off.
Wait, how much are the rooms?
Rooms, a fucking, like a budget inn, quality inn, $189 a night.
What?
They're making up the price. So of course
do they even have themed rooms? Is there a Swiss chalet?
No themed rooms. No urinal that the waterfall starts when your pecker comes out. So she's telling me now if you do all I can get you the tours for $104 a person. And then that will also, if you buy that package, that will give you $100 off on the room. I'm like, you inflated the price to a fucking Days Inn by $100, and then you made these. And granted, all those tour the options are great. You're in a boat down there at the falls. You're going down. You're standing down where the waterfall is coming down at the Bridal Veil Fall. It's really awesome. But there's a sign at Niagara Falls State Park that says all of those things bought a la carte. Like one at a time was $66. If you bought them in a package, it's $44. So this thing on the side of the road was basically just funded by a group of hoteliers who said, all right, Days Inn, Quality Inn, Howard Johnson's Inn. We're going to set this shop up and we're going to scam these people to funnel them to our shitty hotels. So that's my tip for Niagara Falls. Just fucking go to the falls, pay $10 to get into the falls, and then go do everything. So you're still ahead of the game. And that will pay for your meal. You're not even at $104 if you buy the package there and pay $10 parking and then go in and have a wonderful meal and a couple of Yinglings at the top of the falls.
America's oldest brewery.
Yes.
Should I bring my own barrel, or is there somebody selling barrels at the falls?
John?
Yeah. Are there barrels available?
It is.
I mean, I know they don't talk about it, but
there's probably a couple crashed ones. after the falls. But there's
A
nothing.
barrel exhibit.
You scoop the last body out and you hop in.
It's fucking ridiculous. I want.
Yingling's got a bunch of old barrels laying around.
Yeah. They should have a lot, actually. I don't know what the fuck is the problem with that, because I think they should embrace warts and all, you know? You should actually talk about it, because it is scary how close you can be to the actual falls.
The Grand Canyon still mentions Evel Knievel.
Yeah, exactly. And that Snake River, come on, give me a fucking break. That was a sham. It was a sham.
It was the first time we realized, I think everything is fake.
Yeah. Marketing on that. They say that Star Wars was like the first, like super, those movies, and then the marketing, and they figured out marketing based on Star Wars. And I think it goes, come on, the Evel Knievel, those, you're spinning up that motorcycle, and they had the jet rocket. Yeah, the SSTs, the zip cord ones. I think that
you
went
whip
back.
it out, and if you lost that cord or it broke, you were fucked.
Yeah, now you can
Because
get
you
them
only had half
online.
of one, so it goes zzz. Zzz.
It'd be like the attempt at Snake River. You barely made it off the ramp.
I'm failing at the ramp.
The Snake River jump has a monument.
It should.
So,
that was amazing. The fact that it was doomed from the start in one of the documentaries is, I was crestfallen, because I'm like, hold on a second. They knew it was going to fail, but he just went through with it. All the engineers, that's fucking bullshit. Give them a chance. They couldn't pull the plug.
I'm reading about it right now, and it was a less than auspicious milestone for Evel in the city of Twin Falls, but Evel's fans loved him for at least trying.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a weird thing to be like, yeah, well, at least he's trying to jump over the river. What are you doing?
Well,
That's like Mike Tyson passing a drug test.
that's Trump supporters right now. Hey, at least he's trying. Let's stick with him.
Trying.
He's really applying himself.
At least he's trying to keep us from visiting Cuba. What are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah, we were in Montana, and they had Evel Knievel days, like in the next town. But honestly, when you're in Montana and Trace, just open the door. You're fine. Background noise is okay.
Tracy, don't open our podcast.
When you're in Montana and someone says something's the next town over, I didn't just fall up the turnip truck. I know how fucking far the next town could be. So we didn't do it. But there was Evel Knievel days was the next
Why
town
would
over.
you go? You could have
Well,
wanted a longer and old Evel Knievel with a baseball bat.
I was with
Maybe
Buzzkill
it's a long
Stanhope. He doesn't like to go
But
anywhere.
what else is there to do in Montana, Greg? Drive to the next town.
Dude, hold on a second. I didn't. The hotel room that we were in, the Motor Lodge, had a Mexican restaurant, a casino, and a bar right there. Do you think Stanhope's going to go anywhere? That's it. We're done.
Yeah, I want to go see a bunch of people dressed like Evel Knievel, or we could just stay here.
Evel Knievel can come to us.
Where they'll do one egg over easy on a piece of toast.
Oh, yes. Almost make it.
Well, Greg, I've done a little research about Binghamton, and you have to check out the Phelps Mansion Museum. That's the number one thing to do on TripAdvisor.
Phelps Mansion Museum?
Yeah.
All right.
It kind of looks like the haunted mansion at Disneyland. So that'd be fun.
I like that.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably, I mean, every old house is haunted, right?
Wait, are they saying it's haunted? Is that their fucking scam?
Well, they're not saying it, but it's strongly implied.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just inferring that. I don't know.
But
There's also
who was
a lot of
Phelps? What was he known for?
No idea. I've never
Was he
been on
part of the Phelps screwdriver family?
I think that's Phillips.
I think it's Phillips.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Maybe it's Michael Phelps family. I don't know. Are there famous Phelps? Isn't the dude from Mission Impossible? Wasn't his last name Phelps?
You know,
Maybe that was just
we were driving, like I said, we would try to get to the east of any big metropolis. And we didn't run into a lot of that because of our route, which was pretty direct. And there's really, Becker, seriously, you fucking, you don't even know how right you are. Gas prices are so fucking low right now that we got all the way here before our last day, which then we took the detour north and all that stuff, which is separate from what it would have been to get to Nyack. We had one more day of travel, and it was about 380, 400 miles, and we were only at $220 in gas from Bisbee, Arizona, in a Suburban.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
I mean, I might drive my bus down.
It's worth it. I don't know what the liters are in Canada, but the only place that fuel was expensive was New York. The only time it went like above 215 was in New York State, and I think it might be because of the some of the regulations in California. They have to have an additive to their fuel and all this shit, and there's extra taxes. I think New York might be the same thing, but it's still reasonable at 248 is the most I paid for gas all the way across the country, and a lot of places it was $1.98.
Wow. Could you imagine if you had one of those smart cars? You'd be like, God damn it.
Or you had a Prius, a hybrid that, it's really a great cruising vehicle because it only kicks in when either you need the extra power or you run out of battery. And it's fucking out. There's nothing but running. You're running straight across the country at 60 miles an hour. And, let's see, most of it's 70, 75. By the way, the entire state of New York, I don't know why, their posted speed limits are 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, they do that for tickets. Tickets,
They
Greg.
must. But you get Waze app on there and you at least get a little heads up. Mm-hmm. But man, yeah, New York is fucked up. No Madonna Inn or nothing.
No.
How is there only one Madonna Inn? Why aren't they all over the place?
Franchise.
Oh, looks so good.
That is the problem. Everyone thinks they need a franchise.
I know. See, it's in between Greg thinking it didn't exist anymore and you think it should be somewhere between that.
Madonna Inn in every city.
Yeah, that's the Krispy Kremes thing. It becomes so ubiquitous. You don't even. I see Krispy Kremes all the time in packaged displays at truck stops. I'm like, you guys are so far off the fucking mark. The allure to Krispy Kreme was one. There was folklore about these amazing donuts, and number two was when you went to get them, you stood in line and you watched the machine making them. That was the beauty of it. Yeah. And that all went, well, they had a little financial problems, but
it's like buying somebody a t-shirt that said I was on the fastest roller coaster. It's like, no, you weren't.
I know someone who rode the fastest roller coaster and thought this would be a good gift for me. That's what the t-shirt should say.
Got that in a thrift store. Stop trying to be cool.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do this right now. I'm never fucking walking into a Dunkin' Donuts again.
There you go.
Fucking ever.
High five.
Fucking Sunday. Look, okay. Krispy Kremes, whatever their financial problems are, whatever the skullduggery is going on, the guys making the donuts, it's not their fault. Those are fucking good donuts. And when the fucking fresh hot sign comes on, I'm fucking there. But we drove cross country and I said, Sunday, Tracy, we'll stop eating potatoes and we'll start eating donuts.
You had a little mental break, huh?
Well, I said, look, everyone needs a goal. Let's have donuts on Sunday. And
this was on Tuesday when you said this.
That was on Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday when we started
long
driving.
Week. All right.
Yeah, look, it's a long week.
Gotta reward yourself.
It's a long week, but it's a longer week if you don't have a goal. And
sure.
I'm thinking donuts. I'm thinking, oh, and then we stop in Youngstown, Ohio, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts in the same parking lot as the Motel 6 we're in.
Right next to the Needle Exchange.
Jesus Christ. Remodeled, remodeled Motel 6, pretty fucking cool. There might be some weird smells in the lobby, but by the time you get to the room, it's probably just off gassing from the new mattress and the adhesive on the flooring. So
Sure.
it's not gonna stink. So
I stayed, a little quick aside, I stayed in a Holiday Inn in Germany, and it was like one of the 5 nicest hotels I've ever stayed in my life. It was like trendy and hip and minimalist. Blown away.
If they in the listing, if they say remodel for Motel 6, snap it up, because it's only happened in the last couple of years, and there can't be enough people that have fucked it up enough by then. So it's worth the shot. And they've really gone minimalist, and they've really rethought how to make a motel room. So there are exceptions to the rule. But,
but that's what they do to us. They do like what he said with Germany and Holiday Inn. Yeah, when they go to other countries, they fucking and then these poor Germans now come to U.S. and go, "We'll book the Holiday Inn, yes."
Yeah,
and then they end up next to a fucking Stucky Mart, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Basically this is a good sign. No, this isn't a good sign. This is a horrible sign. This is a way to detect if maybe the Motel 6 you're in hasn't been remodeled soon. If there's a sign at check-in while she's running your card and probably fucking scraping your numbers off, if there's a sign that says you have 10 minutes to check your room and come back or no refund, probably a pretty good indication that this hasn't been remodeled.
They start a timer as soon as they hand that to you.
And you notice the clock behind the counter is 10 minutes off.
I didn't even think of that. Whose clock are we going by?
Sorry, you missed it. Yeah.
Or she moves it ahead 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, as soon as you walk out, he moves it. There you go. Yeah.
I forgot where we were. I got off on my jag on Motel 6. I'm for him.
You went to Dunkin' Donuts in Youngstown.
No, you're never going to Dunkin' Donuts.
So this is the deal. This is the deal, right? So the Dunkin' Donuts. I get up in the morning. It's a Sunday. It's a casual day because we're going to Niagara Falls. We got time, man. We're gonna start this off right with a couple of fucking donuts.
We're dining in.
Get over to Dunkin' Donuts, and they got this whole fucking thing where the East Coast loves fucking donuts, and I think they love Dunkin' Donuts because they think they should love Dunkin' Donuts. It has nothing to do with quality or what is actually perceived as service.
You
right?
just explained religion.
Exactly. Well, whatever the proper noun I put in here, you can change it and email me. I'll do the voiceover. So we'll go in there, and I said I want to get 4 donuts. And I know Tracy wants a lemon filled, and they've got a lemon filled that's powder dusted. All right, we want a glazed. There's not. Okay, get that. And then she goes, well, we also have a lemon with a frosting on top. All right, I'll get both. There's 2 lemon filleds there. I can't go wrong. I'm getting the 2 lemon filleds. So that's the universe of lemon filled is now in the bag. And then I get 2 other donuts, right? And they put them in the bag. I pay for it. I leave. I go back to the house. I open the bag. They didn't set them in there. Basically, the lemon filled with the frosting is mashed up against the side of the bag. There's no wax paper. There's nothing. They basically handed me a bag with frosting on it on the inside. To get the full experience of that donut, I would have to rip the bag open and then lick the bag like I'm eating an In-N-Out cheeseburger, right? It was fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, this is the East Coast representation of how you serve donuts.
Well,
You
yeah,
just throw them in a fucking bag.
Did anybody else seem like they were irritated, Greg?
They're called smash donuts, Greg. That's like the big thing.
That's exactly what I got, John. I got Dunkin' Donuts, and I said, "That's it, Tracy. I'm never fucking going here again."
You got to say, hold the smash.
I didn't order it right, like in Waffle House.
Hold smash, please. And then the guy's got a mallet, and he's like, "Oh, you sure? Everybody's eating smashed."
I should have known when Gallagher said, "Next, please."
Yeah. Well, they got these people from the halfway house, Greg. They're not exactly donut connoisseurs. They're just
it's fucking horrible. fucking horrible. I'm never eating there again. And
All right.
listen, I understand they're going through a phase. They got some of their locations. They've got their sandwiches and their bagel sandwiches, and we're gonna try and do soup. Fuck you. I'll go to Tim Hortons.
How about
That's
you
where I'll
perfect
go.
the donut first?
Yeah.
How about
Guess
that?
what? Learn how to fucking put a donut in a bag, you motherfucker, before you start sending me to the soup ladle.
You don't go to Burger King for chicken.
They're just ladling the soup into the same bag, no bowl.
Well,
Have
you
you
didn't
seen-
say bowl.
Have you seen the Casey Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial that was on Saturday Night Live a couple months ago?
No, I know Casey Affleck actually has a sense of humor, so it's probably pretty good.
It's one of my favorite Saturday Night Live things from the last like 5 years. It's really funny.
Excellent. I'll put it in the you send me the link, I'll put it in the show notes.
All right.
And I don't know who listens to this podcast. I'm
People who
surprised
want travel tips, obviously.
well, they're getting them this time. But I do appreciate everyone listening, as I know you guys do. But tell someone else about the podcast. Tell as a joke. If you hate it, tell them, make them listen to it. But yeah, just do what you can, get the word out. We love that everyone listens, but at the same time, it would be great if more people would listen. Does that
Yes.
sound negative? I
No,
hope
that
doesn't sound
sounded
negative.
positive.
That's not negative.
That was like, if you learned one thing, tell someone.
Hey, I like your approach. If you hate this podcast, don't keep it inside. Let others know how much you hate it. Tell them to listen and hate it too. I need some advice from you guys.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I've got a lot of very old marijuana that I don't know what to do with. That's my problem.
It's legal now, John. It's not worth too much.
I know now that I have all that, I was excited about the legalization of marijuana in Alaska. So I bought some marijuana and then I also have marijuana that, I have very talented friends who grow marijuana. I guess they're talented. I don't know. And they gave me marijuana. Now I have too much and,
Let's give it away on the podcast. John,
Should we
you
give
just
it
mail
away?
it to them.
should I mail it? Only if they're in a different state. I need to make sure I mail it across state
Well,
lines.
don't put a return address, though, John.
I'll put it in a jar of peanut butter so the dogs can't smell it.
Yeah.
That now you're in a weight issue. You're going to go over 9 ounces, so it's going to cost more.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, you
Wait,
can just.
you don't know anyone you could just hand some pot to and go, hey, someone dropped this.
Well, I mean, I guess I could give it to somebody, but I'm hoping for a more creative approach. I guess
Bake it into something.
Go to those children's hospitals where kids have cancer and give it to them.
Yeah, they're not giving. Yeah, there's so many restrictions. Those kids that they could use.
Say, I don't have long hair to give you, but I do have this.
I'm not gonna cut my hair, but you can take a little toot off my vape if you want.
Maybe you'll see Madonna.
Baking it, I guess, is an option because then I'll be. Then I
Make a smoothie. Make a
Instead of having
marijuana
too much
smoothie, John.
marijuana, I have too many brownies I don't want to eat because they make me hate myself.
Yeah. If you bake it into something, don't eat it. Don't be
yeah.
ridiculous.
No, give it to the
John, I can't believe this is really. This is fucking white guys' problems, man. You have weed that you bought from a dispensary.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't find one person. Go to an open mic. And
Take it to a music store.
Yeah,
Trade it
go
for a
to a
tuner.
music store in town. Yeah, you get 2 lessons on ukulele and you'll master the ukulele at the same time.
Get a free drum stand. Get something.
All right. I'm gonna barter.
They're weak people. They're weak people.
barter
I think
If
we-
you get a little heroin, you could get fucking any jazz guy's trumpet. Hey, I got some brown heroin. They're like, take it. I don't need it no more.
at the wedding, they're gonna be like, "Wow, this jazz band's great. How'd you get them? Just a little bit of heroin."
I just let them all borrow their equipment back.
But when you say heroin, you have to do the air quotes. Heroin, wink, wink. The leafy brown stuff.
I think heroin is just. I think you have to mime like shooting a needle into your veins, and then you wink.
Yeah.
Or just, trick people that aren't too smart Saying this as Andy Anderson and I got tricked into buying Coke out in Peoria, and it ended up being drywall. So it happens, kids. It happens.
I don't. Yeah, you got to really be careful on that one because that's a tricky one. Because all you do is watch for the guy who's looking around for anything with white powder on it. You know, it's like, yeah, I can hook you up.
But we're so drunk.
I know so little about drugs. I imagined you guys actually like being handed a sheet of drywall. Just like it's a 4x8 sheet of cocaine.
What, like this whole thing is like, yeah, what the fuck? You don't want a party? It's a drywall. He gives us a like a knife to cut it and something to spackle with.
I mean,
hey, when you're done with that, they need.
What about like 3?
He's actually got he buy it out of a van that says drywall work done cheap.
It's a good cover.
Oh man, yeah, that was a horrible night. I wanted to go back to complain or get more. Maybe he was mistaken. Maybe he got it from the wrong pocket.
We fell asleep. It's always a good sign. We fell asleep before we did it all.
Well, one of us did. Okay. Hey, the one thing I noticed, I do have to tell you guys this. Driving in Tracy, where was it where we saw the tech stop sign? Is it Pennsylvania? Oh, it's New York. New York. Okay. There's this thing that they've done in New York. I know it's a problem texting and driving. We all know the PSAs and the sometimes billboards. Now there are, signs like, rest stop signs or this far to the next city. There's a text stop sign on the highway.
Oh my God. Right next to the baby changing booth?
Yeah.
And like a designated area to text?
Yes. Hey, I know you're itching. To do this, but settle down. In 1 mile, we have a text stop just for the expressed interest in texting while driving, but we're going to do it safe. There's a text stop in 1 mile.
How many people were there, Greg? How many people?
Text stop in 1 mile. Oh, no bathrooms. What? You're making a stop to text, but you don't put the convenience of a fucking toilet? Are you serious?
That's hysterical. Yeah. Somebody paid for that.
Here's my idea. Just make the lanes all like twice as wide for a couple miles so you can text and swerve all over the place and keep going.
Yeah, you could bumper car off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were people in them, but they're probably just peeing. You know, it's basically another stop along the way. And if you miss the last rest stop and it's been a while, then you'll just fucking pee. No, they're still texting. This is a fucking thing. You think someone's going like, oh yeah, I can do LOL later. There's a text stop in a 1 mile.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
And then you get there and then they don't text you back. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
And then you go 2 miles and it says text receiving station in 2 miles.
I'm just stopping so it looks like I'm popular.
I'm going to stay here for a while.
Yeah. That's amazing that they have that. That's why I said we're doomed.
They're putting the signs up. They're all over the state of New York.
Oh my God. So yeah, at 65 miles an hour, it's easy to pull over.
But that's a problem. It's not even going to be a problem soon. Cause now like all of the new phones, you can just tell your phone, hey, text mom, dad's dead. Like you can just say it and your phone will do it.
But John, you're even missing the point. They're going to have driverless cars. You're going to you won't even be in the car while it's texting.
Yeah, you'll be in back. You'll be in back the whole time. Yes.
Just tell it to go to Walmart and pick up your shit or go to Amazon or now that Whole Foods is owned by Amazon, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Driver, don't bother me. I'm texting. Just get me to Walmart.
Yeah. It's like your phone, your car are talking. You're not even involved anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, where are we even going to be going? Like Amazon's going to be delivering everything we need.
It's the work thing. But they're getting rid of cashiers. They already hinted at this. They said, oh no, at a high-end store like Whole Foods, yeah, you're going to walk in. If you don't have a gold platinum card, you're not going to be able to go in there. And then It'll just tell you what you owe when you walk out, and there'll be nobody to talk to.
I listen. I applaud Whole Foods for being bought by Amazon because I believe it was their decision. Because the guy who owns Whole Foods, we just listened to a podcast on how I built this, and it's a great podcast, and I suggest listening to it. It's basically the host interviews people who have built something from fucking nothing, but it's like the guy from Whole Foods. Where did that guy come from? What was his experience? And then he tells of all these like these missteps all along the way up until he created Whole Foods. Well, it turns out he's done. He's the only guy left. Everyone who invested in Whole Foods years and years ago, and they have all become totally rich off of it. They're all gone. It's him. He's left. So and that was like 2 weeks ago, I heard the podcast. When I hear that Amazon bought Whole Foods, I'm like, good. I want that guy to take a break. He did a good job. He did a massive thing. It affected a lot of people, made a lot of people rich, and
it's so hard to charge $14 for kale.
But he noticed something in the marketplace that no one else was. No one else was doing it.
Nobody knew about white neighborhoods.
You never heard of Gelson's?
Yes.
Come on. That's Gelson's. They've been doing that forever in Los Angeles.
Trader Joe's. If you can't afford Whole Foods,
exactly.
go to Trader Joe's.
Exactly. Very good.
Trader Joe's.
Your receipt will probably be about the same coming out of Trader Joe's if you buy right.
Not if you eat in the store like I.
Not if you eat in the store.
Remember, they always have little nerdy security guys at these places. You're like,
Yeah.
I can kick your ass. I can't kick the guy over at the cheap store.
Oh, you know what'd be awesome is a pocket microwave. So you could like heat up the gyoza.
Oh, like a
right
fanny
there.
pack.
Yeah, like a fanny.
It looks like you just Velcro to pull it up, stick it in.
Yeah. You just and you just rip the bag open like discreetly, politely. You rip the bag open of gyoza. You take a handful like a gentleman, put it in your fanny pack microwave, and walk away. And you tuck that fold under so that no one thinks anything's happening. You bury it. Come on.
Also, here is the hidden benefit in that. It hangs over your testicles, cooks your semen, save money on a vasectomy down the road.
There you go.
Oh my God. And you smell great.
The whole time. You're smelling like gyoza or popcorn. Come on. Dude, how come Becker, who's not doing this?
I agree with that one 100% because it'd be so easy to make a mini microwave.
Fanny pack mini microwave.
I mean, they want to make them bigger.
How much
battery
power do you need to power that, though?
Well, listen, we leave that up to the engineers, John. We're the dreamers. Don't stifle the creative process here. This is a room with no nose, but I'm telling you right now, stop that shit.
Yeah.
Don't bog us down like Elon Musk with like battery.
You guys might not want to release this section of the podcast because I think you're onto something.
I'm telling you, this is just the idea and just the hysterical. Like you could say you're on a bad date. You could just stick a fork in there and heat it up and put it back on the table and she'd burn the shit out of herself.
Or I got to go. My testicles are on fire.
Yeah.
There'll be sparks. There will be sparks.
So there's apparently a laser. It's like a laser that's like the size of a flashlight that you can point at food and like a cup of coffee and it'll heat it up.
What?
That
sounds like a superhero, one of their traits.
I don't know, John. That sounds like magic.
It's a flashlight that's hot enough to burn paper if you pointed at it for like a minute.
Oh, so it's like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it sounded like a superhero power, like some guy would look at something, but
we kind of want a microwave. I want to hear the beep when it's done.
Yeah.
Beep, beep,
I want to program it. And I want to look down. I want to look down and see that it's noon.
I can bring a propane torch with me anywhere.
Map gas. Yeah. All right, guys, I got one more thing. This is just letting everyone know what's going on. In Seward, July 4th, that's coming up, is the Mount Marathon run. But this is where they run up Mount Marathon.
Jeez, have we not outlawed all these races yet? What?
No, they're debating it now, John, because they're going,
Well, come on. There's no bears going up to Mount Marathon.
But somebody died a couple years ago.
Well, they die. They die the old-fashioned American way. They fall on the descent.
No, but Greg, they've never found his body. I think that guy disappeared.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, they've never found any remains of any kind on him. And I went, that guy just disappeared off the grid.
No, yeah. He wanted to be gone. He wanted to be gone. Or like in debt or something. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, come on. The guy's running down a mountain and they can't find him.
No, but again, you know that, Greg, with more than that, I don't know how many people do it, but like, 600? It's a god awful number. But yeah, 600 people running the same course and they can't find his body. Any remains, anything. He just disappeared on the track. And
that would be like if bears were waiting for people to fall off the trail, they couldn't eat it fast enough. And they always leave behind remains.
They never eat Lycra.
Yeah, there'd be a microwave fanny pack like laying there that you could identify.
Right. Well, the city, I guess so. I just Googled it, and the latest news. This is from September 2016. They settled the case. His widow sued the city and got $20,000 for the disappearance.
What?
What? Why would you be able to sue because he fucking disappeared?
I don't know.
And why does she settle for $20,000?
Because she did it. Yeah.
It was she sued the Seward Chamber of Commerce for $5 million, settled for $20,000.
That's so disproportionate. Why? Yeah, Becca, you're right. She did it. Look, I'm taking this because I think they're onto us. Let's just fucking take it. No,
this is one of the brilliant scams you can do if you're ever in a thing. You go, what you do is you disappear on the trail, then I'll sue the city. You hide out, and then I'll do this. And then she just kills him when he comes over to hide out. And she goes, "Yeah, you're already dead, dude. I can't get charged with shit."
Hey, how do we do? I don't think they suspected that.
So it says it would have been. I guess they decided to settle. Because it would have been hard to win the case.
Impossible. What are you blaming them for? Having a race?
The judge ruled against the estate for emotional distress because of state law. Without a body, you cannot claim emotional distress.
She ain't got no body.
Yeah, so that's why she took the $20,000.
That's unbelievable, though. But the thing is I've always said that guy disappeared. There's no way he's dead. He's L. Ron Hubbard is what he is.
Disappeared himself is what happened. Because it's not, as far as I know, I've been in a couple 5Ks. It's not incumbent on the city to make sure I cross the finish line.
Apparently
it's not their fault.
Seward.
Well, in Seward, I guess they have to make sure everyone who starts finishes, and that's bullshit because that's not a race.
Hey, John, you want to go make 40 grand?
Oh, God.
Oh, what are you doing this weekend, John? Are you going, what are you doing on Saturday?
What's happening on Saturday? What should I be doing on Saturday?
First you say, what are you doing? And then I'll tell you what we're doing.
What are you, I don't have plans. What are you doing, Becker?
Perfect, John. You know what? We're going to the Highland Games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
All right. You're in.
Perfect. This last weekend, I helped Stephanie's dad, move a bunch of giant, wood, he cut down a tree on some property. I helped him move that shit all day. So I've been practicing. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Carrying useless pieces of wood.
Yeah, that's what the Highland Games are, Greg.
I know. That's great. That's great training, dude.
As you know, I've been liquidating stuff.
Golf. The rest of our games are going to be just pushing giant rocks around.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so fun. But the thing is, everybody runs around in kilts, but they're big, huge guys, so you don't make a dress joke. But the thing is, John, I found my, those air bazookas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple air bazookas, and we're going to take them and shoot them under the guys' kilts while they're out there performing. And, they'll just get an air ball in their ass, and they'll be like, what the fuck? And just got to hide them quick, though, John, because we're not big guys.
Yeah.
I've got a mini kilt I'm going to wear. I'm going to break.
Kilt? Like a daisy kilt?
Listen, you know what? When the miniskirt came out, everybody said that's too revealing, but now they're everywhere. So I am going to be a front runner on this mini kilt thing.
Oh,
hold on a second. Someone in the kilt making business somehow came up with the idea that these kilts are too long. We need to shorten these motherfuckers.
Well,
this is not the 60s.
Here's the thing. I took a regular kilt and then I cut most of it off.
John, what like assless chaps? You need more accessibility? What's going on?
Well,
trying to cut around the stains.
I just got a little bit of ball hanging out. Just a little bit of ball hanging out.
Okay.
Nothing too scandalous.
Yeah. All right.
You know how it is.
No, I don't. I want the kilt. I want to have the Victorian era kilt that goes right to my ankles.
Oh,
because that will just barely cover my hanging balls.
How you gonna move in that thing when you're in a log dragging contest? you want the mobility of a mini kilt.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from, young buck.
It is all based on domestic violence.
Yes.
The whole thing. They throw rocks, telephone pole. It's like, you need to deal with your anger, man. But yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah.
Oh, you guys have a blast.
Yeah. And they have jousting.
Oh, they have jousting. Is that even a Scottish thing?
No, I think that's just fighting for parking.
It's not a sanctioned event, dude.
It's a side dude. And yeah, so that's our Saturday, John. So get ready. Right. And we're done by 4. We're home by 4. So
I'm in.
And yeah, it'll be good. And what's the other one? The orcas. Have you read that story? That's made national news.
I saw that orcas against the fishermen.
Yeah, it's so funny. And the fishermen are going, the state needs to do something about the orcas stealing all of they're long lining. How many was it? Like 4,000 fucking halibut at a time? And they're bitching because the orcas keep eating all their fish. I'm like, you sound like you might be overfishing.
Well, I mean, the orcas have to eat the fish. They can't, go buy kale at Whole Foods like everybody else.
If I go to your house, John, and start dragging with fish hooks all your food out of the fridge, are you going to try to eat some of it before I leave?
Yes, I'm going to try to.
We need to deal with John trying to keep his own fucking food.
I don't know, man. It just seems like the orcas they should be like the Indians, the Native Americans, that they should get first crack at all that stuff.
Well, they are apparently, because the fishermen are complaining because they're pulling up their nets. If you don't know what longlining is, it's where they put a series of hooks on these nets.
Yeah, on a long line that runs out. Yeah,
it's like
and then they just wheel it in. It's so complicated to fish like that. And they've been getting halibut lips. Tons of halibut lips on sale. Oh, have you tried the halibut lips? They're on sale.
They're on special. It turns out that's all we're getting nowadays from the fishermen.
They're not even getting the cheeks.
Oh my God, that's the best.
Well, I think the orcas just see that it's, way easier to catch a fish once it's already hooked on a line. So this is like their Sizzler buffet. They just swim up to it and it's all you can eat.
Oh, it's nature's welfare.
Deal, John. It's a package. You stop right before you get into orca country and they go, hey, if you buy the package for $160, you get all the fish you can eat and you get Holiday Inn Express.
It's nature's welfare. You want them to get away from it, but it's just so easy to get it. This
is why we have fat, lazy whales in our oceans. We make it easy for them.
How much lazier are the fishermen when they're bitching that the wildlife keeps eating our wildlife?
The things that they're
eating our joggers too.
It's the only thing they're programmed to eat. Happens to be the same thing that you're trying to catch. You're not even supposed to be on the water.
Everything in the wild seems to be really pissed off at us, and I don't think we're noticing because we have too many distractions. Stop looking at your phone and realize you have a moose in Connecticut that's fucking breaking into cars.
That's an angry moose.
He's trying to steal stereos. He's trying to survive.
Just do what he can, man.
Who knew that moose love copper?
All right, you've listened to another episode of Near the Wild. I'm Matt Becker, sitting on a bus on a rainy day, the day before solstice.
I'm John Norris, dreaming about getting out of Alaska and staying in the cave room at the Madonna Inn.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm Greg Shaley in Binghamton, New York, only one day away from the Doug Stanhope Tour. Come out and see us.
Woo!
You've been listening to the Near the Wild podcast with Matt Becker, John Norris, and Greg Shaley. Recorded in Anchorage, Alaska on Matt Becker's Backyard Bus. Produced and engineered in Bisbee, Arizona by Shaley.